So, Echo, speaking of people getting better, stronger, and faster, and actually supporting the podcast, if they want to do that,
sure.
Do you have any suggestions for us?
Sure, of course I do. I can talk about the fact that Origin has a new gi coming out. Good one. I don't know that the name of the gi. You know how gis have names? You know? Like
okay.
Well, Origin does.
Yeah.
Axiom.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
That's a cool name, too, by the way, Axiom. But this one is called, I think, Discipline? I think it's called Discipline.
I think it might be called Discipline.
Yeah. Not the Discipline. Just Discipline.
This Discipline. It could be called that.
Sure.
You can check it out. OriginMain.com, right?
Yeah. Surprisingly, aesthetically great.
I would say it's probably, is the term they use like on brand?
On brand.
Meaning it kind of
fits your brand.
Okay.
Sure.
I'd say it does that.
By Yeah, it totally does. It's like, it does. It's not the kind where, you know, like some gis, like you look at them, you can tell there's like all these bells and whistles as far as decorations go.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a good word. Decorations.
Yeah. So, but
we're not looking for decorations.
Here's the thing, though. There are some. How should I say? Functional decorations. Now, that's not actually a good word for it. Anyway, it looks cool. Put it that way. It looks cool in a real basic way. Kind of lighter weight one for functionality, but awesome nonetheless. Look at it. I got a white one. I know you got the black one, which is cool.
How do you know I don't have both?
Yeah, I'm sure you do have both, and I'm still working on the black one, but that's a long story. Nonetheless, it's a good one, and a lot, like back when we first started, everyone would ask I don't want to say everyone, but a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like that. It feels weird me saying it.
Saying that.
Like, a lot of people.
You just have to say some people.
Some people. But the thing is, a lot of people, though. It's like a lot of people ask, what
that,
gi should I get?
Yeah.
I'm making the disclaimer. It was a lot of people. It wasn't the kind like, my little brother asked me once and then asked me again. It's a lot of people. Maybe 2 times a week. 2 times a week for 2 years, by the way. That's a lot of people.
It's a decent amount
asking
of people.
The same exact question. Anyway, they asked like, what kind of gi should I get or whatever.
Right.
Now, there's like, Origin gis. And then now I'm saying, get this one. This is the one. Straight up.
Check.
I don't know that I'll wear any other gi. I'm not saying I won't. I'm just saying I don't know that I...
Yeah. And actually, I don't know if you know this. Did you know that they're going to sell this gi and a certain number of them, 400, you're going to get a copy of Discipline Equals Freedom Field Manual.
Oh, dang, yeah.
Signed.
Dang.
I signed them all. So if you want a signed copy, you can get that gi, and it'd be cool.
It's like a little package.
Little bonus. Yeah. Little discipline package.
Yeah.
If you end up hating jiu-jitsu, what do you do?
To hang
Sell
up the gi.
Hang it up.
Hang up the gi. And
hopefully you don't hate jiu-jitsu like that one question today.
Yeah.
Hopefully you love jiu-jitsu. Most likely you'll love jiu-jitsu.
You could, hopefully. Yeah, if you're getting the Discipline Equals Freedom gi. Is it Discipline Equals Freedom gi or just Discipline?
I think it might just be called the DEF gi. I don't know.
DEF gi. Well, yeah, that's good. DEF. Discipline Equals Freedom. It's good. It's embroidered. Has the American made. Yeah, and it is made in America like all the words and stuff, by the way. Yeah. That's a good one. Anyway, look at that one. Get that one. If you're still looking for a gi, get that one.
Yeah.
Even if you're not looking for a gi, just look at this gi.
Brandon Pickworth, he said on Twitter he's going to get the gi even though he's not training jiu-jitsu.
Dang.
And actually, I didn't respond to Brandon, but I'll respond right now. Get the gi and train jiu-jitsu, Brandon.
Yeah. It's the kind where he's gonna, by the way. He's gonna get the gi. It's like you.
But then train jiu-jitsu, dude.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Come on.
That's my bet.
Yeah.
I almost am challenging him to prove me wrong. That's how much
he already went and proved to everyone that he could do 100 burpees in 10 minutes. It was a challenge for him. It was hard for him.
Yeah.
But he did it.
Yeah, and that was his original challenge.
Now we're going to see him on the mat.
Yeah. You can't just get the gi. When you put it on, and this goes for pretty much any like legitimate gi. When you put it on, you're
like, train.
And this is true. Like you ever like we did it in Maine. Like it happens all the time. When you put on the gi just to feel it, and
you
when
start grabbing
I grab it, you're like, it's time, kind of thing. Yeah,
same thing with the rash guards too.
Same exact thing. Yep. Yeah, exactly right.
Cool.
And this gi is no different. In fact, it might even have that even more.
Yeah.
That feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
Nonetheless. So it comes from Origin. If you didn't already pick that part up. OriginMaine.com. There's a lot of gis on there, even if you want to get another one. Other than you know what I'm going to do? I have all the patches that, you know how like Naco Nolan and they'll give you like their police patches and stuff like that. I'm going to have all of them on my gi. All of them.
How many do you have?
About 12.
Okay, because I have like 90. I've got so many awesome patches from fire departments, police departments, military units all over the country. Foreign. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. Yeah. That would be a big gi.
Yeah. You got to put them on multiple gis.
Yeah.
If you got the black and the white.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't have enough room.
Yeah.
I got a lot of patches, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's certain places you can't really put them to, so that even limits you more. But I'm doing it. I'm starting it. And if I run out of space, I'm getting another gi. Boom. I'm going to keep it going. I do kind of risk people saying, hey, you're not law enforcement. Why are you wearing that patch? Like some of those patches to me seem like you give me a NASA one. Like that's like, dude, shoot, should I be even wearing this patch?
Yeah, we got friends at NASA.
Dang.
Boom.
I'm going to wear it. I'm going to say this is from my friends at NASA. Yeah. Straight up. Anyway, back to Origin. Origin, that's all American-made stuff. From the cotton out of the ground, American. To the factory, American factory. In America, in Maine.
Mm-hmm.
Make the material, make the clothing, make the gis, make the rash guards, make the, what else do they have? Some bags, some tactical gym bags and whatnot.
Accessories, I believe they're called.
Accessories, yeah.
Yeah, like beanies and T-shirts.
All made in America. Yeah. I think when I told Jordan Peterson that, I think he liked it.
Yeah, even
though he's not American. Yeah. Still.
And the supplements.
Yeah. From Origin Labs. Yeah, those are Jocko supplements. So, here's the thing. I'll go into the details later, but Super Krill, there is a legitimate difference between Super Krill and regular krill oil. There is. And it's very beneficial. I'm not going to say it right now, but just know. Super Krill oil, Jocko brand. Joint Warfare, Jocko brand. For your joints, supplements. Boom. Jocko came out with it. That's the stuff. From the beginning, that was the main supplements, joint stuff, krill oil. You're the number one reason, not even the only reason I started taking it. And I'm kind of mad I didn't take it before.
Yeah, you were behind.
Yeah. And now you got your own one, which is even better.
Yeah. It's super, as a matter of fact.
Super. Yeah. But it's not just a name, though. That's
and the Joint Warfare.
That's the point.
The Joint Warfare has some magic in it.
Sure.
In my opinion.
Sure.
And in my shoulder's opinion.
Yeah.
My left shoulder.
Both of my shoulders, my back, and my elbows. So yeah, OriginMaine.com. That's the place to go. Also, some legitimate fitness gear. Everyone knows I'm into kettlebells now. I get mine from Onnit. They're the cool ones, straight up. That's it. I don't think I could go back to regular kettlebells. That's my opinion. Got the werewolf, got the Bigfoot. 90 pounds, 2 pounds heavier than Jocko's heaviest kettlebell. Every rep. I think Jordan Peterson was impressed with that too, by the way.
Yeah, he was. That makes one of us.
Also, Onnit.com/Jocko. That's the one. That's the good spot. Anyway, also, good way to support. When you buy books that Jocko reviews, I guess technically I kind of help review them.
In a real kind of distant
indirect way. Yes, indirect, distant way. Anyway, those books, very compelling books. When you get them, go through the website, jockopodcast.com. Little tab on the top says books from podcasts. Go through there. Buy the books through there. That's a good way to support. Take it to Amazon. Shop in just the way, Prime, 1-day shipping, whatever you choose, just like anything else. But go through that. It's a good way to support. and do any other shopping you have to do. Carry on. Good way to support. Also, subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, depending on what kind of platform you prefer or is available to you. Because iPhone, I think, doesn't have Stitcher, right?
No, my iPhone has Stitcher.
Oh, wait. No. Yeah. Android doesn't have iOS.
I don't know.
Apple.
Yeah, I don't think you could listen to... Well, maybe.
I don't know either.
I don't know. But you can get it, man.
Yeah,
the podcast is out there. You can subscribe to it.
The point is subscribe to it.
Yeah.
Yes, subscribe to it on that one. It's a good one. Leave a review if you want. If you're in the mood, leave a review. Also, subscribe to it on YouTube. The video version of this podcast. It's a good one. Still, and I still do get the whole thing like, oh, Echo, you don't look like you sound.
Mm-hmm.
And
maybe
I remember...
you should change the way you talk.
Yeah. Or change the way I look. I don't know. You never know.
Get skinny.
Yeah.
Get less jacked.
That is... it is kind of an intuitive
Hey,
thing.
YouTube comments. Like 1 out of every 20 YouTube comments is... Echo's jacked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It kind of is, because you wouldn't think that you could determine what someone looks like by what they sound like, but it feels like you can.
I think a lot of times you can. I don't know though. Actually, now that you think about like talk show hosts on radios, and you don't know what. Yeah, it's
kind of can't.
Yeah, I guess it's harder to do than you think.
Yeah, it feels like you can.
Yeah, you feel like you can.
If someone has like like a deep voice, you think they're huge or something, or like something like that.
Not necessarily true.
Yeah, not true at all. Remember that Seinfeld one?
No.
The guy was like, I think Elaine, who's the girl in there, she's like, oh, he had a good looking voice or something like. He sounded like he was good looking or something like that.
How'd it turn out?
I don't know. I forget. I think he was
Jeez,
good looking.
that was not worth telling that story. You didn't even remember it.
Yeah, the analogy, I didn't remember it, but it reminded me of that nonetheless. Anyway, YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube. That's the point there. Regardless of if you want to know what I look like or not. Doesn't even matter what I look like, really. Barely. Maybe a little bit, I guess. Maybe I see... Because if I see you out in the wild, it'll, we can recognize each other. If you know what I look like.
Beneficial.
You know there's times when people will recognize you and you'll like say, oh yeah, this is Echo Charles. And you could tell on their face, they're like, oh wait, are you sure that this is Echo Charles? Kind of thing. I've encountered that
for sure.
For real. Like I know, this person just listen. That's cool.
Yeah.
I dig it. Yeah. But if you want to avoid that kind of situation, subscribe to YouTube. Good way to do it. And good way to support. Also, Jocko has a store. It's called Jocko Store. JockoStore.com. We have t-shirts on there if you want these t-shirts. I'm wearing my good t-shirt right now. I haven't worn this one in a long time. The original. It's like it's really high quality. Layers too, by the way. The good is backwards to look at in the mirror. That message is for you. If you think about the whole message of good, I mean, I know you said it, you were like good kind of thing, but you were kind of like you guys had the luxury of you being there to be able to explain it. If someone's going through like something hard, you can't just automatically just say good. It kind of comes off kind of weird.
Yeah.
Potentially. That's why I put this backwards, because it's like you tell yourself good. You see what I'm saying? That's the layer. That's the little inside to the layer. I'm not going to go deep, and I'm not going to go into any of the other explanations for the other layers, but just know that they have layers on all the clothing on JockoStore.com. Check it out. I'm not saying to buy something. I'm saying go on there, look on there. If you like something, get something. Good way to support. There's some women's stuff on there. T-shirts, like I said, some patches, rash guards for jiu-jitsu or anything physical, cycling, anything requiring range of motion, maybe some compression situations. High aesthetic value, but not too high because it's more about functionality. That's my take on the whole deal. But they do look good. And they have layers. Hoodies are in. Being shipped out right now. Ooh, they're nice. In heavy. Do you have one?
No.
Dang, bro. Sorry. Well, we are in California, so it's not that big of a deal. You got your old one. It's all good. But yeah, there's some hoodies on there. Some Warrior Kids rash guards are coming.
Boom.
Because people have been asking me about that. Because
Nice.
I wore one. That was like a test one. And I wore one while I was training with Dave Burke, and they're like, "Oh, wear your kid rash guard, whatever." But I was trying to narrow down kind of the colors and stuff. But they're narrowed down, and they should be available within the next week and a half.
Where are those made?
Those are made all in America.
Nice.
All in America, wear your kid rash guards. Also, there's another kind of cool, fun one, but I won't talk about that one until later. Also, good way to support yourself. Psychological Warfare. If you don't know what that is, it's an album with tracks, Jocko tracks, and they are to aid you in the event of you needing aid in your campaign against weakness, on your path, on the path. Okay, so here's the thing about the path. It's not always going to be easy. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, every day, man. This is not a one-day gig. This is an everyday gig. Every day is a Monday.
Yeah.
On the path. I will say this though. Okay, so and you read the letter for the guy with drinking. I could relate to that deeply. Mm-hmm. Deeply could relate to that. And in a way, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but in a way, my situation was in a way harder because the drinking wasn't preventing me from working out. It wasn't preventing me from doing like a lot of stuff. It was only preventing me from doing like a handful of things. Mm-hmm. But those things I really wanted to do, but it was really preventing me. Or it was, put it this way, it was making it super difficult. And then just the fact of like, I'm drinking every single day, kind of thing. And the more you do, the more you get in the routine with something, the harder it is to just straight up break that routine, especially when it provides the payoff as like drinking does chemically. I mean, like when you drink, it's
the instantaneous payoff.
Yeah, exactly right.
Not the long-term payoff.
No, long-term payoff.
Negative.
Like not even proportionately more beneficial to stop drinking. Like, when he said, wow, this is how everyday people walk around feeling good.
Yeah, that's really
I felt
impactful statement.
Right, that's so true. That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, dang, no wonder freaking these people, Jocko doesn't drink, right? So no wonder Jocko's doing all this stuff. I could do all that stuff too. That's how you feel. I'm not saying I'm doing all this stuff, Jocko. Well, I'm just saying that's the feeling, so I could dig it. Anyway, point is, when you're on this path, it's not always easy. But psychological warfare is there to get you through those difficult parts that you admit or that you can admit that you need maybe a little push, little help, little spot. Waking up early, procrastinating, that's a big one. Skipping the workout, that kind of stuff. Psychological warfare. Okay, so there's a track for every little weakness you might encounter. Skipping the diet or slacking on the diet, that's a good one. But yeah, check that one out and see what up. Good way to support yourself when you're on the path, and support the podcast as well.
Also, you can get some Jocko white tea, which tastes like victory and will make you feel really good. Yeah. You can get that on Amazon. The books, Way the Warrior Kid, #1, which we just covered. Obviously, it is not just a book for kids.
Yeah.
Uncle Jake has something to teach all of us, myself included. It's for adults and teenagers and anyone else that wants to have a better life.
Can I add something about Way the Warrior Kid?
Yeah.
I'm on a cycle. I just read it over and over again, like as just like a routine.
To your daughter, yeah.
Yeah, she's 4.5, so she can't quite read yet. But there's little things in there that it's like, this is really good that these kids are getting this message, because it's stuff that as an adult you're like, dang, I never really, even though you know it, like, okay, and this is what it is. When you're like, how do you expect to be good at something if you don't practice? Like, seems obvious, right?
Little kids don't know that.
They don't. They straight up don't.
Yeah.
And
you gotta practice.
I feel like we kind of forget that in a way.
No, we absolutely do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's for sure. There's a lot in that book. And sometimes I read that book and there's even more in there than I even recognized. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because the lessons that are coming out of my head, they're so important. They're like beyond my own comprehension.
Yeah.
And I was just explaining the book Way the Warrior Kid 2, which is going to come out. And I was just talking through with a guy yesterday, like what it's about. Mm-hmm. And as I'm explaining everything that it's about, it's a lot of stuff. And it's a lot of really important lessons.
Yes.
But yeah, it starts with Way the Warrior Kid. The second Warrior Kid book will be out April 28th, 2018. Actually, speaking of books, there is Extreme Ownership, a new edition A new edition is out. It's not a totally new book. It's a new edition of it. It's going to be available November 21st. You can get it for pre-order right now on Amazon if you want it. It's got a new foreword in it. So Leif and I wrote a new foreword. It has some color pictures in it. Also, the new cover is black. We changed the cover from white to black. Why? Because black.
It's dope.
Yes, because it looks cooler, way cooler. Also, and this is interesting, there's a new Q&A section in the back of the book that is actually from this podcast. So I kind of rounded up the most prominent leadership questions that we've answered on this podcast and wrote them up and kind of had to edit them a little bit to make sure that they made sense without everything we talked about today, without the tone and the pacing of what's being said. Mm-hmm. So I had to edit them a little bit, but they're what the answers were given on this podcast, and they're all from everyone's questions. So everyone, appreciate the questions. Everyone that listens to the podcast, you helped us write this next section of this book. Echo Charles is in it as the question asker. Sweet. So Echo Charles is in the book, and I'll hold it up if you're on YouTube. There's the new book right there. Boom. Extreme Ownership. Available November 21st. Also, you can get the book Discipline Equals Freedom Field Manual. It's a manual for getting after it. So if you want to get after it, get the field manual. Discipline Equals Freedom. Thoughts and actions. They're both in there. It's been great. Again, getting great feedback. Appreciate everyone's feedback. It's pretty straightforward book. No fluff involved. Mm-hmm. Not making you read a bunch of words to get to my point.
Sure.
Here's my point. Boom. Yeah. You can get it anywhere that they sell books, including obviously Amazon, Barnes and Noble. You can get it at Walmart, by the way, Target. The publisher shipped that out to everywhere. So you can pick it up. It's a good book to give to people, in my opinion. It's not just like giving someone a book. You're giving them something a little bit more than a book.
Yeah, substantial.
It's like something a little bit more than a book. I don't know if I can't explain it too well right now.
Well, look at it.
You can look at it. It's not normal. Yeah. I would say it's not normal. Okay. If you want the audio version of that book, which a lot of people have been asking about, the audio version is available. It is not on Audible, and it is not going to be on Audible. It is made, and we put it together. Echo directed and produced the album that also has tracks. So it's an album with tracks. And it's available as MP3 anywhere that you can get MP3 tracks for sale. iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play, whatever MP3 platform you utilize, you can find it there. And if you like the leadership principles that we talk about on this podcast and you want to get them for your team or your business, we have a leadership and management consulting company. It's called Echelon Front. It's me, it's Leif Babin, it's JP Donnell, it's Dave Burke. You can email info@echelonfront.com, or you can just check out the website, echelonfront.com. And if you have more questions, or you have answers to the questions that we covered that are better than the answers that we gave today, and you want to share them with us, that'd be cool. I want to learn. You can find us. We're actually on the interwebs. Sure. On Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Echo is at Echo Charles, and I am at Jocko Willink.